Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well. I guess I'll do introductions first. My name is Sarah. I own Sarah Ann Creations on Etsy, and I also have Sarah Ann Creations on Spoonflower. Spoonflower is like a print-on-demand fabric store online where you can go on, find my specific patterns that I have designed, and you can have them printed onto a multitude of fabrics. So for example, this is their like sample pack of some of the fabrics they have. And there's like, I haven't counted. Does it say on the piece of paper? I don't know. So this and this. So they have a multitude of different fabrics as well as wallpaper that you can have my designs printed on. You can also have home decor items made out of a fabric. So you can have something, you could have one of my designs made into a pillowcase or into sheets or into a comforter or into something. So sky's the limit. So I have designs on there, and that's under Sarah Ann Creations as well. I have linked my Etsy shop and my Spoonflower shop in the description below. If you wanted to take a look at just some of the things that I have designed myself. Also, I do have Sarah Ann Digitals. I always get it confused because I changed the name. So I also have a Sarah Ann Digitals on Etsy that has a bunch of not a bunch. There's only a few designs on there, but it has some embroidery designs that I have made that are for sale as well. So, and I actually, the ones that are for sale on there are, they kind of go with some designs that I have made. You know what? Would you guys like to just see some of the designs? Because I have them over here. Hold on. You may not be interested, but I feel like a lot of times when I just talk, you guys just like nod. I can imagine you behind the screen just nodding your head like, yeah, I have no clue what she's talking about. Which totally makes sense. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Taking stuff out of my closet over here. Oh no, I dropped a whole bunch of fabric. Now, I figure it might be a good time to just like have a little show and tell. These are my designs. Yes, they are. You guys don't mind a little show and tell. Put that to the side. We'll get to work on some zipper pouches in a little bit. You guys can help me I'm currently finishing up a zipper pouch, but you guys can help me figure out which one I should do next. Okay. So, first off, I just have this on top because this is when I was first learning how to digitize. And these are just some items that I digitized myself. I was pretty proud of them. So that's starting to learn to now I don't know everything about digitizing, and the software I use is free. So it's a lot more in depth, but okay. First, now I do have a couple of designs that that are exclusive designs to my friend. She is Bingham Bliss online. She's also on I think she's still on Etsy. I'm not sure, but Bingham Bliss, she has a couple of designs that I have made that are exclusive to her. It's a turtle print and a Western print. I do have the Western print here. I don't have the turtle print because I never printed that out. She did. My first design that I did on my own that was not for her are these dinosaurs. This is my boy version. And then everyone was like, you need to have boy and girl version. So, and there's my girl version. So there's pastel and then like blue, green, gray. So I have those. And like I said, you can have these printed out onto any fabric and then you sew with it. Like you. Can you guys hear me okay? I have my headphones on today because I'm hoping that might help deafen my machine a little. But I don't think these headphones are noise canceling, so it may not actually do anything. Okay. Here was my next pattern. I kind of was inspired by Toy Story for this pattern or these patterns. So this is a collection in my do I have it upside down? No. So I have these little airplanes and the clouds. Making sure I'm not upside down. Some stars. So these, a lot of my patterns are geared towards like people who are making baby quilts or quilters in general. Little polka dots. And these are so that you have different items to sew into a quilt. So they match, but they're different. I've got that one. My next one was, it was a Valentine's Day theme. Okay. Valentine's Day theme. So the flat, like flowers, and they're in the shape of hearts. If you can see that or not see that, I don't know. So the flowers, just some basic stripes, some hearts, and a plaid print. And last, this one was my own handwriting that I put into a pattern. So I have that. That was like a Valentine's Day release that I did, I don't know, a couple years ago. Does it say? It doesn't say the date on them. I thought it might, but it doesn't. Then I also have, then I did a school release or a back to school release. These ones are some of my favorite, and these ones actually have matching embroidery designs that I have on my Sarah Ann Digitals. So I have the crayons. And this one's the crayons drawing. And these are ABCs. And these were actually my daughter's handwriting. So I had her go through and write her alphabet. And then I just took it into my software and I made it into a print for her to have her own handwriting on it. I'm thinking of having her draw. She loves to draw. So I'm actually thinking of having, like, telling her, hey, make monsters or something, and see what she comes up with, and like tweaking it and making her own little designs. I think that would be fun. I also have these composition notebooks with pencils and erasers. And then I also have like art supplies, crayons, rulers, glue, that kind of stuff. I really like these ones. Now, my designs that go with them, I have the pencil that can go with either of these, right? This is my pencil embroidery design that I made. Then I also have the artist palette that also can go with this one. It mostly goes with this one. I also have, and then I did the crayons. So it goes with it, either of the crayon one, but I thought this would be kind of cute. Crayons, and you can put a name on the inside. I actually thought about making one for like pouches, because since I'm going to be sewing some pouches, I thought it might be cute to have like a diamond painting pen. And then, I don't know. I would have to think of like the different kinds of things there are. You guys could help me with that, because like I said, I am not as much of a hardcore diamond painter. I mean, you guys all know that. Like, I think I've done 5 diamond paintings ever. So I just finished one, but I think I've done 5 diamond paintings in the last year and a half, 2 years. I can't remember when the first ones I got. No, maybe 2 years ago. I think I got my first ones, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before. That's when I got my first diamond paintings. And those were like the Amazon ones, because I had always saw them and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. I want to try it. So I tried those. I think I still have them. Yeah, they were just some basics from, yeah, you guys will definitely washi tape. Yeah. You know, like this stuff from Amazon. It was weird to do this first and then try like a nicer canvased one, because these ones are very plastic feeling. So I was like when I tried the nicer one, I would like to try smaller shops too. The one that Shay just unboxed, I don't know if she's released any other videos, but the one that I just watched of Shay unboxing of, it's like the tulips and stuff. That reminds me a lot of my art style, because I like to do kind of watercolor style. Why is this stuck? There's something like holding it together. Like, broke. Okay, never mind. Can't put that back together. I'm very much a watercolor kind of person. Like, I like the look of a watercolor. So Yeah, I'm very watercolor drawn to that. Now in real life, I do have watercolors, but I'm not very good at like actual real life watercolor. I'm not sure why. So, for example, the one she just unboxed reminded me a lot of this drawing. If I can find it. It reminded me a lot of this drawing that I did. It reminded me a lot of that, and I was like, oh, that's so pretty. I want to do that one. That one's so pretty. So it reminded me a lot of that one. I don't want to put that on the magnet. So those are the things that I have embroidered and that are for sale up on my, I think that's the only ones that I have for sale up there. Oh, I do have this one for sale too. Somebody had asked me if I could make a teapot with a cup. So I made a teapot with a cup. And I also have a version that the cup has a chip in it. So you could, it's kind of like Beauty and the Beast inspired. It just has like a little chip in it. Okay, so that was, sorry about the tangent, guys. I really like to share things that I do, and I don't usually get to do it very often because most people around me don't care. They're like, oh, cool, you made something again. Hi, Tammy. And then this one was one of my most recent releases. It was Easter themed. I don't know, did I release it this year? It was either, I think it was this year. And this one I really like. So here's like a plaid. I forget words, please. There's a plaid, and then my tulips, which I love my tulips. Hey, see? Tulips. On that other painting, tulips. So I like the tulips. And then there are carrots. And bunnies. With like, I think they call that a spade. I'm not a big gardener, so I think it's a spade. And then the watering cans. And then I also wanted to give an option of a different background color. So this one's kind of like a bluish background color. So that was okay, good. I'm like, I think that's what it's called, but I don't want to sound stupid. And then this is one of the exclusives that I made for my friend. This is her Western exclusive. So I did the cactus and all of the little Western themes. And she uses these fabrics in her baby clothing store. So she makes baby rompers and all kinds of stuff, which I was into that for about a millisecond. And there's a lot of things that you have to do for children's clothing that I just was like, ugh, I don't want to deal with all of that. So I have a bunch of things sewn up. I just never sold them. So that's all my stuff. And I have a bunch of things I'm working on in my iPad. So my iPad, where is all this stuff sticking to? I also have a lot of things that I'm working on. I have baking and family recipes kind of thing. That one I've been working on for a while. I just never really have enough time to fit everything in. Some other ones are it's like a squirrel. I was gonna do squirrel and acorns and stuff like that, like little kind of like woodland creatures. I'm also working on penguins. I was working on another Christmas one, but it's not working out the way I wanted it to. I think it was in here, but I'm not going to turn all those pieces on. That'll take forever. And then sometimes I just go on lives, and in the past I've gone on lives, and I find a picture online, and I just do I just color it in. I do different watercolor stuff. So that's some of the things I do. I'll put this to the side. Right now I'm working on little pouches. Or currently I'm working on a little pouch. I'm going to press this fabric real fast to get some of the wrinkles out of it. And then I'll be right back over. It got really wrinkly. Okay. It's broken. Okay. So I'm currently working on little pouches. Yeah, mine's starting to come apart. Is yours starting to come apart? Like this is kind of. Oh, the back is really messing up. It's all torn up and messed up. I got this when I got my iPad. So that was 3 years ago? 4 years ago? I don't remember. Oh, nice. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. And it keeps my kids from really jacking it up. Okay. So I'm not very used to making these pouches, or I would have added a whole bunch of things to this first one. Yes, it's that one. Yep, Zugu case. Yep. It's exactly the one I have. I forgot to add hardware to this so that you could hang it or clip it. So it's not going to have hardware like these ones do. So these ones have hardware. That first one's not going to because I keep forgetting to add it. So let me see. There we go. So you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm making this pouch. Now you guys can help me pick colors. So I have some things picked. This for this one, or this for this one. Purple or red? I would say this one, but I just made one out of that, so. Purple or red? Red. Okay, sounds good. Because it does look really good, so this will be one of the options for what we can make in a little bit. Yeah, right. We gotta find Catherine. This is one of the options we can make later. But I'll probably do it in a larger size. So there's this size. I mean, it's not that much bigger, but it's a little bit larger. I think these will be good for, these would be good for like diamond painting stuff and cross stitch. I wish there was more of a clear, but I think this is fine. I like the embroidery option because then I don't feel I can sew, but I'm not very great at sewing, and so I'd prefer to have an option where I know it's going to come out nice looking every single time instead of like, oh, I screwed up on this and now I have to rip it all out. So, okay. So what you do with this, so I already have my zipper sewn in. I've done that already. So I have my fabric and so this is the top of my little pouch. So I need my fabric to be right side up. So I do need to sew it in. So it needs to be flipped this way. And then I will tape it down. Some of this stuff doesn't stay down. So you just kind of have to fiddle with it. So I lay it down and I just take tape and I'm just going to tape down. I try to reuse my tape as much as possible because I don't like to waste it. Okay, so that, and then I have to flip it over and do the back side. So flip it over and do the back side. So maybe I should tape this lower portion down so that it doesn't go flipping over when I flip this over. Then my red doesn't have a particular way that it needs to face. It's not directional. That's what they call this. There's an obvious direction to this. So like the cherries need to be up, or you'll have your bag like this. It would look a little funny. So this is called directional. You need to watch where the direction of your fabric's going. This is all one color, so you don't have to worry about that. Usually you look at it and you go, which one's the prettier side? And then you just decide on that. So that, and then I will tape that down too. I gotta get more tape. Come on, tape. This is why I said I need to get my own like little tape dispenser for my tape, because kind of is everywhere. Okay. So now that I have it like that, I need to take it to my embroidery machine and it will stitch a single line down here. Now, since it's only one stitch, I won't move you guys, because that would be a lot of moving for one little tiny stitch. Okay. So it is stitched down. You can't see it because it's white thread. And then I just take this tape off because I have to now tack down this front of the bag. Okay, so I pull this down like that. See, it's now starting to look a little like a bag. And I do press it just so. Here's my pressing mat. Let's see if this will reach. Oh, it's not still heated up. Gotta wait for it to heat up. I have this little teeny tiny iron that I'll use to press when I'm doing like these little items. So I just gotta wait for it to heat up. Come on. It's pretty fast, but whenever you want something to be faster, it's slower. And the hoop I'm using is a Mighty hoop. This is an 8x13 Mighty hoop. However, with these, you have to be careful because they are really strong magnets in this thing. So you cannot put it on a computer or a phone or anything electronic, or it can ruin it. Also, if you have anything in your body like pacemaker or anything like that. I have actually heard people say that they have like pins in their hip or something and they've had this attached to their hip before. So I'm like, uh-oh. So if you ever use a Mighty hoop, make sure you keep it away from anything you don't want it to attach itself to. Okay. So now I'm going to take this back. So there's nothing in here. I'm going to take this back to the embroidery machine, and it's going to stitch a stitch around the outside just to hold this down. Now you could tape it, but since I ironed it down, it should stay down pretty well. Now it's done the little U shape here. And if I wanted to embroider something on here, this is when I would embroider words or design or something. That's when I would do it. Now, since I'm not going to be doing that, I'm trimming out some of these little pieces. If you're interested, if anyone watching is interested in the hoop pouches, these were all purchased from Parker on the Porch. They're in the hoop pouches. Okay, then I remove this tape. And then I will press this as well. And since this has some of an indent, I take something that I sewed a long time ago. It's like a baby burp rag. And I put it under there to lift it up and give it some heft so that I have something to press against when I'm pressing. And it doesn't just sink down. Yes, the color change is normal. Depending on the heat, it can change the color of your fabric, but it'll come back to normal. Okay. Then I just tape this down so it stays down while I stitch the back. I that I don't think I ever mentioned. The embroidery machine I'm using right there is a Brother PR620. It's a 6-needle machine. I purchased it from a shop in my local town that is no longer in business, but it was a used machine. So I purchased that from them because I went from a flatbed machine, which is pretty much, it looks like a sewing machine with like a flat bed, to wanting to do more. So this is why I got this 6-needle. I would love to have more needles, but they're very expensive. Now I'm just going back over that stitching. Okay, so now it is back. It is, come on, chair. Okay, now the back is stitched as well, if you can see that. I'll just trim it up a little. You don't really have to trim it up because it's going to be hidden inside the bag. But I'm so used to cleaning it up that I worry about not trimming it up. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to be putting the top or the back. Okay, how do I explain this? So when you're sewing, this is going to be the liner of the bag, and this is going to be the top of the bag. So we're going to put a top over this, and we're going to be putting a liner over this one so that it makes a fully lined bag. Okay, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip it this way this time because we want it face down. Now, before I forget, like I do on all the rest of them, I do want to add some, I want to add hardware. So I have this bit. It's called fold over elastic. So it's really stretchy. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to take a D-ring lobster clasp so you can hook it onto things. You're going to slide this through. So before I place this on top, I need to place my hardware. So I want my hardware over here, and I think I'm going to have it pretty short, like that. My house is making all kinds of weird noises. Okay, I'm going to have it pretty short, and I'm going to tape it off to hold it in place. And you could tape it in multiple places. I'm going to tape it here. And also, before I forget to do it, because it will be something I will forget to do, since we're putting the front on, we need to unzip the zipper and pull it over so that there's enough room to open it from the inside when we are done. And then I'm going to place that back down. I also am going to add one of my tags, which I tend to forget as well. I had these made a long time ago on like Alibaba, something like that. So it's got my a version of my logo. And I'm going to attach that to here. to stay. I'm going to press it for a second just so that it stays where I want it to. Watch my fingers so I don't lose them and burn them. We'll see if that works. So I've got one of my little tags, and I will place it right around here. Let me check my thing real fast so I can double check my location that I want to put it in. Okay, so it's going to go to the inside. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't think I ever put them on this one. Okay, so there. I think I'm going to tape that right there. It does not want to stay put. See how it keeps folding out weird? And when you're making these pouches, it needs to be attached. It needs to be facing the inside of the bag, or when you cut around it at the end, you'll cut all of your pieces off. So you got to make sure that they're on the inside of your bag. I'm going to pull this out a little bit more. Okay. All right, now I can take my front fabric, so like this, and flip it. And like that. Take some more tape. That, and I will tape a little bit up at the top because when it's going past the zipper, sometimes it has a little bit of issues. So I will try and set you guys up so you can at least see it sew some. Okay, where did I put it? Here it is. I told Tim that I need to figure out how to set up another camera so everyone can see what I do. Well, I don't know if I want it to. I'm afraid it'll like knock that over. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, I'm moving everyone. And we'll see if we can set you up. Okay. Okay. I think you guys can see there might be enough clearance. Oh, there may be enough clearance, guys. Okay. If not, I'll have to move some things, but hold on. Let me move a few. I have a rack full of thread over here, so it's like running into the thread. So hopefully you can see like this. Right. So now I'm going to stitch the first one, and then we will add the back. And can everyone see? I hope you can see because I can't really see. Okay, so that was the one. Now I gotta put on the back. I'll bring you back over. Hi, Sheila. How is everyone today? I didn't ask that. I'm really bad at asking that. Okay. Now I'm going to put on the back. And like I said, the red we don't really have to worry about because the red is not, it's not directional. So you don't really have to worry about the red. So I just line it up so it would fit on the back and tape it down. Alive? Well, I guess that's good, right? I mean, I guess you could put it in different contexts. You're like, mm-mm. Okay. Now to save you from me having to move you over, sorry, I didn't read it. You had to cross a dog over yesterday. Oh, so to the Rainbow Bridge. I'm sorry. I know what that. I've done that for some animals, for some pets that I had. I'm sorry. At first I was like, I don't know what she's talking, and then it clicked. Just took me a minute. And all this is going to do is go right around it the same way it did a second ago, except not as many times. Yeah, my doggos are getting up into that age range, 14 and 13. So it will be one of these days. And I don't look forward to it at all. Okay. See, that's what I like about these hoops. So here's the bottom, right? That's the bottom. And when you go to hook it together, this is how it does it. You would put a stabilizer, this stabilizer in here, and then it clicks. So it stays together by super heavy duty magnets. And then to take it apart, you grab here and push, and you have to pull it away. So it's really, really strong magnets, and you can really, really hurt your fingers and other things. Like I said, you have to be careful of where that thing goes. Okay, now I've taken it out, and I can just pull all my tape off, and I usually have like a whole row of tape going along my bench or my table that I'm like, oh, I can reuse that. Oh, I can reuse that. So I have some of them I won't reuse because then they get like fuzz all over them, and then they're useless. So a little bit more. Okay. And once again, I'm trimming things up that I probably don't need to trim, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay. So this is what it looks like, front, back. Then I take my scissors and I'm going to cut them out. So let me separate them first. Okay. So here, if you look on the back, there's an opening right here, and that's where we're going to flip it through. So I want to keep that opening, but you got to be careful because this stitching extends beyond this stitching. So you got to kind of look both sides. So what I do is I kind of go up diagonal, kind of go diagonal up to it, like so. It's very thick. And I just want to make sure that I'm not cutting through the other side. There we go. We're good. And then I do it from the other side. Let me get rid of most of this. I'll just get rid of this excess so we can kind of focus on what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, and then here, come in diagonal from it, because we will use these little pieces later. What is on tape? Where did that tape come from? Okay, and then I'm gonna trim. There we go. Now I'm just gonna cut around the entire outside. So try not to cut anything else except this outer portion. And I like to go close to my stitching, but don't cut it because then your pouch is useless. And this will cut away all your remaining bits of zipper and anything else that you sewed into it. It'll get rid of all that stuff. Sorry. If I'm not at the best angle, sorry. Okay. So that one's all separated. So you only need the back two. You don't need this front. So I'm just going to trim that off. And remove that. So this is the part where you take it and you flip it. So I'm going to take this and bring that to through the hole. Bring this through the hole. I'm trying to be gentle because you can pull the stitching out of like where it was. Okay. Now I do have an old, I've been using this. I prefer this one. Maybe I'll just use this one. I just don't like using, this one is a Teflon bone folder, so nothing really sticks to it. But these are extremely expensive, so I don't like using it because I don't want to ruin it. But I stick it in through this hole to try and push out these corners. See how it pushes that corner out? Nice and smooth. Pushes that corner out. And then this corner. That did really good. Okay. So here, and we will turn it again in a second. But here is where you're going to want to seal this bottom. This will be the inside of your bag. You want to seal it. Now, I have seen I've heard you can sew it, but I couldn't figure out how to sew it without, like, if you were to sew this on a sewing machine without using the embroidery, you can sew it easier. Using this embroidery file wouldn't be as easy to sew. So I am actually using something called Fabri-Tac. It's a liquid, like it's a glue that's for fabric, and it's supposed to be a permanent bond. So I'm going to use Fabri-Tac to hold it together, and it'll take about 5 minutes for it to adhere enough to turn it right side out, and that'll give us a chance to cut our other one. But I'll be using that. There's also like a fabric tape you can use too. I've never used that one. I had never really used Fabri-Tac either because I've only ever sewn items, but I don't like the idea of trying to sew this. It just seems hard to me. I don't know. I could probably do it, but so far I've been using the Fabri-Tac, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. As long as it seals, right? Okay. So I'm just trying to bend that in and press it. Okay. So bend that in and press and press. So then I take my little clips. These are sewer's clips. In the craft store, they call them Wonder Clips. I did not purchase mine in a craft store because they're way more expensive in the craft store than on Amazon. So I'm sure they have a different name for them on Amazon. So right now I just do it enough to, now this stuff is very flammable, and it also smells just like acetone. Yeah, it's very potent. So I just push it into there and squeeze a little. And if it squeezes out, I did have wipes. I don't know where my wipes went. I just try to clean it up a little so that I usually try to avoid it squeezing out, but sometimes in these like really tiny areas, it's inevitable that something's going to come out of it. Okay, then I take more of these clips and I just clip them on here to hold it tight. Because like I said, you could sew it, but I'm not like the best at sewing. I do not consider myself a sewer. Oh, this just wants to ooze right out, don't you? Little turd. Okay. I'm trying to be all nice and neat so you guys aren't like, ugh. She's not very good at that. Oh, see, that one ended better. Okay. Plus, I also don't have anywhere to like leave my sewing machine just plugged in and ready to go. I don't have enough room. So every time I want to use my sewing machine, I have to lug it out. And it's very heavy. So let me just trim around this real fast. Okay. Now I'll work on this one. So you'll look on the back, find the opening here, trim up to it at an angle, not too far, so that you're getting the other. So I just flip it over and make sure I'm not going to run into it. And then I do cut it from here. Pull that back and trim. Just trim all the way around it. Okay. I think I nicked it a little. Should be okay. Fold this over. Trim off the back, or the front parts technically. Okay. Then take this and flip it right side out. There we go. And then take the bone folder and just lightly pull out those corners. There we go. Just a couple more. There we go. And then this one. Okay. And I take this and I will press it again. Tuck everything inside. Okay. Fuzz all over it from my table. Okay. Like that. And then you're just gonna glue this one too. Okay. Take my glue, place it in here. Try not to be as messy this time. Well, it wasn't messy, it comes out. That's a little better. And then I just clip that. I think that's why a lot of people use the fabric. Well, I don't think it's called Fabri-Tac. It's some tape that seals the fabric as well. But I think that's why they use it, so that it's not wet and all of that stuff. So they just use that instead of this stuff. I swear I had like baby wipes down here. Oh, I see them now. He's like, I had baby wipes. Okay. And then I just clip them so that it's nice and secure. And it's got even pressure to dry. Okay, now that'll sit and dry too. So this one will probably, I might give it a couple more minutes just to be safe. Now, I guess we can go over what, do you guys want me to do another pouch, or are you sick of watching, or, so those were my little pouches. I also, so this was like my mess up pouch that I did, which is this exact pouch that I just did, except the biggest one that I can do on my machine. And what I did with this one is I actually cut out the corners and actually used my sewing machine and sewed like a, they call this box corners, so that it becomes more of a box shape on the bottom. So it's got a gusset to it. So it's more like that. This was a mess up, but I can make a flat one like that. I can make this kind. This one, the zipper's down a little further. This one's kind of a nice bag where it's like that. And I do like the little tassel that I added to it. I think that helps with zipping and unzipping it. And then we could also maybe do one of these see-through pouches. Yeah, it does take a little more work. And like I said, I would need to pull out my sewing machine because I would have to pull that out. But then we could also do one of these. This one, you want to know you want to see how to make this one? I'm just making sure that I take long enough on it so that people can say that one before I move on to another one. And they're like, no, not that one. So the see-through bag. Okay, we can do a see-through bag. Do you want to do the bigger one, the bigger version, or the smaller version? So it's not that much difference, but a little more room is a little more room. So you want to do the bigger? Okay. Yep, we can do the bigger one. And we can pick out fabrics too. I don't know if I have enough of this fabric. This fabric I specifically purchased for Shay's event, the Crafter's Paradise, because I did actually like sew an actual project bag. Like, if you know what I mean, like the project bags are mostly vinyl on the front. But like I said, it was horrible. I did a horrible job and I hated it. Well, okay, it wasn't horrible, but I'm very picky. I'm like, oh, I don't like it. Shay liked it. So I was like, okay, I'll make 3 of them for giveaways. So I made 3 of them, and I prefer this because this I can actually be very particular. Just like, okay, I want it to look like this. So let me first, I swear, guys, I put stuff down. I had stuff written down for, don't you hate that? Tammy, I was thinking about 30 for these. Just because there's a lot of time that goes into them. Like, there's a lot of time for the bigger one. Anyway, 30 for the bigger one. There's a lot of time, and there's quite a bit of fabric because you have your fabric pieces. So these are all separate fabric pieces. So there's this fabric piece, this one, and this one. Then there's one here, and then there's 4 individual pieces in the front, 1 in the back, and then you also have 16 gauge clear vinyl. So it's a thick vinyl. It's not like really flimsy or anything. Along with a zipper and all that stuff. So we're going to do that one. Let me go find some fabric. I need to go to my fabric stash and see what I have that could go together. Put my finger over the camera. Sorry, guys. Please ignore the mess behind me, please. Okay. The basement is multi-use. Okay. So here's some fabric. And I have a lot in there. I gotta move this. Sorry, guys. Let's, don't fall, please. I need a bigger cabinet, and I just bought this cabinet at the beginning of the year. Okay, close so it doesn't fall out. Okay. I tried it. Well, you haven't seen the unorganized. That I'm hiding. Some of it's organized, like my work area is a little more organized than the mess. We have so much stuff down here that I need to get rid of, but you know how that goes, where you're like, what? I'm just going to move it upstairs to let it sit there for about 4 years too. Okay. So some fabric that I currently have. No. I'm trying to see what I have enough of. So I have this fabric. I'll show you some of like red. I do have the cherry fabric. I have enough of that. I do have purple fabric. I think that purple fabric might have to go with this purple, because I don't think I have any other. I don't know. Yellow, that's, and of course I have the floral. Let me separate them out for like liners and outer fabric, right? That might be easier, like outer fabric and liner fabric. So liner fabric, outer fabric. Liner, or outer, not liner. You guys are being nice about my mess. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. That's a possibility. I've never used that. That's a maybe. Some of these fabrics I just purchased on a whim, and I use them or I don't use them. I guess that could be an outer or a liner. I don't know if I'd have a liner for that. That could be used. Outer liner. Outer liner. Either or, doesn't matter. I've got some other fabrics, but I don't know if those could be. I don't really have anything that goes with them. I mean, you could always make the outer liner and the inner liner the same color. So that's a possibility too. Like if we can't figure one out, we can always make them the same. Like if we like a fabric, some of these are for my business. I have a gray. I think gray could go with other stuff. white. I have black. I have a dark gray. What color went with that? No. I don't remember what I used with this one. A pink? Could do pink with it. I have a pink over here. That would be a better liner. This is how people who deal with colors figure out their colors. That one's kind of cool. That one's kind of cool. Okay. All right, guys. I'm just trying to figure things out in my head. Could make it black, but then you wouldn't be able to see on the inside of it. Okay, so the teal. Yeah, there's this teal, but the problem is I don't have a color that goes with it. Like, this one could maybe go with that one. That one might work. I have like this tealish. It's a very light. This one, I don't have anything that goes with it. I don't even know what I used it with. I don't know. See, I like to coordinate things to the inside. And I don't think I have anything to coordinate with some of them. Not using that. I thought I had another fabric. Thought I had another fabric that went with something specific. No. This is for a different thing. That goes with that. That goes with that. Oh, this goes with that too. And that. Can't use that. Some of these colors I can't use because they're actually for my business, and if I use, like, for example, this one I purchased at Hobby Lobby, and it went on an Easter basket tag that's it's a carrot, and this is like the top of the carrot. They no longer sell this one. So these ones I have to hoard for infinity until I can find a replacement for it. Okay. So I thought I had other ones too, guys, but I don't know where they are. And this one's yellow. That's a very bright yellow. Okay. That or with pink. Okay. So ones that I kind of have things that can go with them, I'll put those together. Because I don't have enough of that purple. See, this is all I have left of this purple. And I made a bag for Carrie. And I don't have any more of that purple. So I'm trying to avoid using that up until I have something to replenish it. Okay. So this purple, oh, there it is. No, we don't want that yellow. Okay, here we go. That. Some of these other ones we might have to do as an inside. I hope you guys find this interesting because I'm like, I don't want them to be bored. Okay, that and that. Okay. So I have all of what I think I can use. I mean, there's some basic colors here too, like grays and blacks. Those are really bright colors. And then I also have some white. So we can also use a white if you want white on the inside of the bag. Okay. So ones that I kind of have matching. Ones that I kind of have matching are the floral with this green or this yellow pinstripe. So I've got that, and you could do with green or the yellow. Then I also have, I think I have enough of this really pretty floral. It almost looks kind of like cherry blossoms. So cherry blossoms, and you could do it with, well, you could do it with this regular pink. So you could do regular pink, this polka dot pink, or this teal color. They don't really 100% match, but you could do that. I also have this like 4th of July one. So one of them could be the outer, and this could be the inner. It's like a 4th of July kind of theme. I also have this lemon one. So like the lemons, and then this like yellow plaid. We could do this purple. And I also have white. So I have white too. So we could do white with a lot of these. Purple. I do have this kind of purple. So that might be able to work too. Then I also have the cherry, which we just did with red. Or this red with this plaid. Or you could also do black. I think I have black. You could have black at the inside. Like that. But I mean, if you want to see the things on the inside of your bag, you may not want that. Or you could do black on the outside and have this as your pop-up color. Either or. Now, the ones that don't have like thanks. So, these don't necessarily have matching things with them, but we could maybe do something. I don't know. So we have this one. This gray doesn't really match it. See, I'm always the one that's like, no, I don't think it'll look good because it doesn't match. So I do have this one. And that won't really go with the white because it's kind of an off-white. It might work. That. I don't know. I may have enough. I have this like vintage looking floral. I also have another vintage looking floral, but I don't know if it's big enough. I don't think that one's big enough. And then I've got some like random ones. This was more kid. It's like little woodland creatures. There's flamingos. I don't know if these are wide enough though. Oh, it might be. I have like this flamingo and these like flowery things. I also have this pastel what is it called? Pastel plaid. That word. And then I also have like Easter stuff. So Easter, it's got like little bunnies on it. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see. And then I have like this splatter effect, which could maybe be used with, I had something out. Could maybe be used with like this blue. Like that, because it would kind of go with that blue in the splattering. And then I also have this like pastel, like tie-dye watercolor look. So I have a bunch of different options. If you guys can remember what my options are. Oh, and then I also have this. I purchased these a long time ago, but I've never actually used them. I originally was going to use them for like baby clothing or Easter basket like ribbons. I'm not sure if this can work or not. Like it's like a seersucker fabric. I'm not sure if it can work because you have to put a liner on the back of it, so it might flatten out that really cool texture to it. So I'm not sure, but those are pretty too. So we have like pink and blue or a peachy salmon-y color. Okay. Those are some options. Okay. Oops. Do you guys want to go with ones that kind of have kind of like a coordinating look to them, or do you want to go with ones that don't have a coordinating look to them? Okay, we have one for cherries. We have one for 4th of July. A 4th of black and red or the 4th of July. Are you talking about this one? Or like this one? I don't know. So should we go with one that has coordinating kind of stuff going on? Pick one, Lee. Lee's like, I don't care. It's a bag. So coordinating. So if we do coordinating, then that kind of narrows you down some. So you don't have to like think so much. So we've got, I'll go over them one more time, okay? We have floral with green polka dot. Yay or nay? Or floral with yellow pinstripe. Nay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Yay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So nay. Anyone else? I feel like if we get at least like 3 people that say nay, we'll move on to a different one. Does that sound good? So we've got this. We've got 2 nays. Should we get one more nay? Or are you guys going to be the only ones? And Tammy's like, come on, man. Just speak. She's telling you, say no. He said horse. Okay, so I'm guessing the people who are actually watching don't want it. So I will move on. So that one's to the side. So now we have this floral with a pink or a different pink or the teal. Yay or nay? I'm guessing this is a nay too. Nay. Okay. Good. You guys are doing great. Okay. So this 4th of July with the stars and then this bigger star. I think you guys were liking this one. So I can put this in the pile of yays. Yes. Denise. And Denise wants the other one. You want the cherry one, huh? Okay, I'll put this in a Tammy pile. Tammy pile. What did we think about lemons? Lemons, yay, nay. Okay, lemons are out. Okay, the purple with the purple. Should we make Lee a lemon one? So the purple with the purple. I never know which direction to go. Yay or nay? Nay. Tammy? I guess I'm only speaking to Tammy and Denise. So actually, you guys get the best deal because it's just for you two to do the color picking. You guys are getting the best deal. You don't have to compete with like 14 other people. Tammy, is this a nay? Pretty. I'll put that down for right now. Okay. All right. So I guess that's a maybe. Did we like the plaid or no plaid? Now, see, when I originally purchased this fabric, I thought about putting the plaid on the inside so you saw the plaid popping through the see-through, but then I thought maybe it might be too busy. I don't know. So no on the plaid. Okay. So you want this, Denise, right? This would be a Denise pouch. Okay. She's like, come on, why did you have to wait till the very end? That's the one I wanted. You made me wait. Okay. Let me just bring up I always seem to forget how big I need to cut it, so I don't want to screw it up. Digitizing. No. Okay. You guys can still see me, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll put these two aside for Tammy. Oh, well, I could always cut them. You guys want me to cut enough out for both? Oh, Lee knows. He probably walked away from the computer and is like, fine, they're going to treat me like that later. Lee, I don't think they asked for you to put your input in because they're like, oh yeah, you whatever you say, we're going to go with. They just want to include you. They want to include you in the party, not leave you out, which is really nice. Okay. I'm ready for my pouch. Okay. So Tammy, I think we might do Denise's pouch. Is that okay? I can always cut some out for a pouch for you too, but is it okay if we do Denise's? She really wants it. Okay. Oh, okay. So you're doing the silent treatment. Okay. All right. I'm just going in here to make sure that I know what she might cry. Maybe. Okay. So like I said, is when I'm cutting this out like this, you need to remember directional fabric. You need to make sure you cut it out the right way. So for example, on this one, see how I kept the cherries upright? So I need to cut them in a different orientation to keep them upright, right? So, sorry guys, I'm going to be jumping back and forth. I wish I had multiple screens. That'd be great. I like to just make sure that so it's 7 1/8. Do it 9 inches. Because some of the recommendation for how much to cut seems a lot to me. So I might be quiet for a second, just trying to figure out what I need to cut. And grab a pen so I don't mess this up. And grab a piece of paper. The problem with crafting, so my Etsy shop is not super popular. It's not like I make things every day. I make things, so technically on my Etsy shop, I haven't had a sale since March. I haven't had a sale since March of this year. So it's not a hopping shop. So when I don't do something for a really long time, I forget how to do it. So I have to remember how to do it. So that's what I'm doing right now. So the sides, I want them to be 9 by 3, I think. And right now I'm just looking at my thing and I'm measuring stuff. So yeah, we'll do 9 by 3. And we'll do the 9 by 4 just to be safe. I'll just do what they tell me to do so I don't take forever. I need 2 of those for the front and 2 for the liner. I need side to side. I need 13 by 5. I need 2 of those and 2 of those. Now the full panel, I need 10 by 13. Is that right? 10 by 13. Sorry, I usually have to think aloud. I swear, I've had many jobs where people are like, wow, why are you talking to yourself so much? I'm like, it's just how I have to work. If I don't do that, I lose my train of thought. Okay, now let me get my cutters out. So 2, 4, 10. Good on that. Where is it? Okay, and I just want to make sure that we're not going to go over Carrie's time, because I don't want to go over her time. And how wide is this? This is 2, 4, 8. Okay, not what I wanted. One piece. Right now I'm just cutting out the pieces. It's not perfect. And I'm going to press them on my press. And to get them really wrinkle-free, it tells me to keep water away from this thing, but I'm sorry. It's easier to get a cleaner press for me to use some water as like a steam effect. See, and now it's nice and smooth. And then I can just trim it down. Okay. Maybe if I can aim you guys down, you don't have to look at my face. I don't know. For some reason, I don't like when people are staring at me. I know you're not staring at me, but it feels like it. It feels like I can feel it through the computer. Okay, now I'm going to do I might actually press this. I don't want to press the seam into it. So I might just do it at the top. Okay. Whoop, there went my piece of paper that tells me what to cut. Okay. You guys are kind of in the way a little bit. Can you still see what I'm doing? Okay. It's 10, 11, 12, 6. Okay. And then I can cut 5 inches and 5 inches. Use my bigger one for that. Yep. 5 inches. Don't think I really need 5 inches for this, but okay. So along the way for the front, then I just need one more. This needs to be 10 inches. Oh. Okay, those pieces are cut out. Now, that. Now I have to cut the inside pieces. Okay, this one should be a little bit simpler because there's nothing that I have to like watch. Where did I put it? Okay. Okay. Now I'll do 5 inches. That turned a little. Oh well, we're okay. And then I'll do 4 inches. And I will do, I gotta definitely press these. 10. Yeah. Now it's time to do some pressing. Okay, can you email me? Now I'm still not done with all my cutting because the front pieces still need to be, they have to be lined with what's called a mid-weight interfacing to give them some stability. Okay, I just press this. This is the mid-weight interfacing that I put on my bags. You heat press it to it. See? Pretty smooth. These I think got pressed. Well, a couple of them did anyway. Those ones did. Just being extra. Then I'll cut the interfacing and then we can start working on it. Oops, I almost sprayed myself. Okay. Here we go. So the outer portions will need interfacing. Let me move all my fabrics back over so that they're not in the way. Okay. Okay, so then I take this. This is the interfacing. I think I'll do it a little less than 13. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Okay, there's that. That one's going to be 10 inches. 17. A little less than 17. Okay, so this will be the one of them. And then these ones, 5 inches, a little less than 5. And a little less than 5. I'm going to need another one for the side pieces. It takes some time. That's why I said the pricing will be higher, just because it's a lot of steps. But when it finishes, it looks really nice. And that's what makes me like it, because I know it'll turn out looking nice. And this will be 10 inches too. 15. A little less. 15. Okay, I think these should be okay. I might have made them a little too wide, because since this has adhesive, there's like, I don't know if you can see it, there's like these little dots. You see those little dots? That's adhesive. You don't want that getting on anything. You don't want that to get on your heat press. You don't want it to get on your iron. So that's why I try and trim it down a little bit smaller than the fabric, so I don't have to worry about that part so much. And this one I just forgot to. I forget about a lot of things. So now I'll turn this. Okay, I'll read it before I make yours, Tammy. I didn't cut out your stuff because I don't want you guys to have to sit here and watch me do that. Like, it's tedious and probably boring. And okay, so now these should line up pretty well. And then you flip it like that. And I'll work on the other one too. Work on some of these. This longer one. I'll grab this. Woo. Like that. And then I'm just going to put this on just in case there's any adhesive poking up, because I don't want it to get on my machine. I closed it a little too fast and the fabric slid. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it. Okay, so now, I probably did a little too long. Now, it's on the, so this is now attached to the fabric. So it gives it a bit more thickness and durability and sturdiness, so that when it's sewing, it's better. You don't need it. You don't need it for the inside. You want the outside to have to be more sturdy. So I'll take another one of these. Guys, if I had extra places for cameras, I'd put cameras and move you around, but sorry, I don't have that. Maybe one day. I was looking into how to get my phone to do it, but the ways to get your cell phone to do it, you kind of have to go online and go through kind of unsecure routes or insecure routes, and I don't want like random weirdos being able to hop into my phone. So I decided not to do my phone. If I could just hook my phone up directly, that'd be great. So these pieces are all ready to go. So this will go along the bottom or top, side, and back. And then the same thing goes for this. It's top, bottom, side, and then the back. I just didn't trim these down. Be right there, guys. Guys, I messed up. Oh no, I messed up on something. Well, that's going to be fun. I'll recut those. I only had to trim one of them, and I trimmed the wrong one. Dang it. Well, those will have to be for another pouch. I think we're only going to make these 4 inches. Shoot, I'm so mad about that. Way to go, me. I cut the other one a little too short. That might work. We'll just go with these. I hate wasting fabric. Makes me so sad. Because fabric is not cheap. Okay, I'm going to go with this. I think there should be enough there. Okay. Don't screw it up again, Sarah. Okay, I will move you guys in a second. Now, we could finish these real fast so you can see the finished look. So, here's where we glued it, right? Then you're going to take this, open this a little more, and you're going to flip it out again. Pull it out. Pull it out. Okay. And I will push out this corner, push out this corner. That. And this essentially pushes itself out, but there we go. Take off my tape. Okay. And then here is the finished little pouch. And you can always iron it a little bit. Of course, the iron always turns off at the worst possible moment. So then I will undo this one. Okay. Make sure there's no stuff there. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So you could throw this, like hook it on your purse or hang it like the inside of your purse to hold coins or credit cards or whatever. So no, this is the little bags that we made earlier. So the ones that we glued the bottom, now I'm flipping them right side out. So then I'm going to take this. So this is the liner, and you pull the liner or the outside of the bag in through the zipper. It does not have an owner. I was just making them. See, I forgot to add all this stuff on this one. I forgot to. I just was like busy focused on making it that I forgot to add all the extras. And in the future, I may not add on my tag. I don't know. You'll take that one too. You don't have to if you don't want it. Okay, making sure I turned all the corners out. Turn this corner out. Just try to make sure that it looks nice and it doesn't look all jammed in there. Okay, that looks good. And then close that. See how I forgot? I forgot to add the little doohickey. The little clasp, which I like the clasp being on this so that there's something to hook onto. And I can even add, so what I can do for this is, let me find it. So I have this ribbon. This is called grosgrain ribbon. I'm sure you guys have heard of grosgrain ribbon. It's got like a pattern in it, like a rough texture. Okay. So this is grosgrain ribbon. I think it's 1/4 of an inch. Okay. Is that what I used on this one? Yeah. 1/4 of an inch. And what I tend to do is I just like fold it over to kind of figure out a length. I can always change it later. And I take, if it's polyester, you can singe the end. So, whoa, go away. Take your lighter and you just drag it across real fast, and it keeps it from fraying. So you take that, and I like to lay them kind of like a cancer ribbon, sort of like that, but I lay them on top of each other. And then, let me see, how did I do it on here? I think I did it through the top. So then I take this, I'm kind of going to fold it so I can fit it through the little teeny tiny zipper hole. Okay. There we go. There we go. It's a very small zipper. So you pull that down, and then you're going to pull it through. Nope, I did it on the wrong side. I always do that. Why? Okay, so redo it and come up from the bottom. You know, it might be easier if I just trim it at an angle and make me some points. Guys, I learn new stuff every day when I screw something up and I have to redo it. So, grab that. Boy, that's a snug fit. That's not matching right. Why? Oh boy. Okay. Come on, turn. There we go. So up from the bottom. Oh, Lord. Yeah. I learn from my mistakes every day that I make the horrible mistakes. Sometimes I make so many mistakes, I get sick of my mistakes. Okay. Up through here. There we go. Just keep coming out. There we go. Chuck it back through. There we go. Then you have a zipper pull. So there's the zipper pull. See? So now when you hold it, you can grab it by your little dangle, and then there you go. And it looks cute. Okay. Put that to the side. I can iron it a little, flatten it a little bit. There we go. And it's all done. It's cute. I like it. Okay. Put that to the side. Now I'm going to seal this so I don't forget. Oh, Tammy, I should show you you said that you were like, "Oh, you do jewelry?" I should show you some of my jewelry. Because I need to load this up on the computer. I need to load up this design. So let me go in here. So to load my designs on my computer, not my computer, on my machine. So there's my machine. You see this cord? There is a USB port, so I could put a USB port into my computer, load it onto the USB, and then stick it in there. However, the thing I learned is it took forever. I would sit here for a good 40 minutes before it would download anything onto my machine. Then I found this cord, it's like an old telephone cord, you know, like the Ethernet cord. So I plugged it into the back of the machine, and I plugged this into my computer, and it loads in about instantaneously. So I just plug it in. I hear that it's connected, and it just popped up. So all I have to do is go into my software, which I use in Brilliant software to do all of my embroidery and like setting things up. So I'll take that, get that out of there. Outer, inner, side, top. Oh. Top, bottom. Okay. Now this hooping requires 2 hoopings, which means I have to do 1 hoop, do all the front pieces, and then the second hooping will be all the back of the bag. So let me go. Let me get a drink of water. My throat is dry. Save. File, save. Okay, that's saved. Okay, then I have to go bring it up onto my machine. So I'll exit out of this and I bring it up onto my machine. I would show you guys this stuff, but I don't know if I'll be able to show you. So, yeah, you're not going to be able to see. I would try, but that might be harder than it's worth. Okay. I'm just lining it up to where I want it. And then I'm picking the colors that I want. So set. Okay, so I do have a question for you, Denise, since this is your bag. Do you want me to do the white stitching like that? Or would you like red stitching or black stitching? The stitching that's like the decorative stitching, so this part where you see the white, do you want that to stay white? Or do you want it to be red or black or I wouldn't do green. I don't think green would look good. I'd say red or black. But that's up to you. I can always do white. So let me know. White. Okay, sounds good. It makes it less steps for my machine. Okay, white. I just have to make sure I tell my machine what to do. And that I might do. No, I'll do that in white too. Okay. All right. So I can't personally see anything on here. So before I was using this hoop, right? I was using this hoop. This is the hoop that comes with my machine. And you can tell there's a little bit of a size difference. There's a bit more room. There's a bit more room on this one, this back one. So this is the one I use for these bigger bags so that I don't mess up my machine, because my machine will hit that that hoop and it can break my machine. And it's very expensive to fix that machine. So I actually have to use tearaway for this one. Tearaway is exactly what it sounds like. It's a thinner stabilizer that you put on your, or you put in your hoop, and it tears away at the end. You just will pull it away from everything. So the only problem with these hoops is it takes a little more effort. What is this thing that keeps popping up? Well, Tim, I've had my, Tim, why did I say Tim? Lee, I have had my YouTube channel since 2012. Yeah, I know. I was like, why did I say Tim? My brain like died for a second. I've had my YouTube. I started my YouTube channel before I got married. And I originally started it to show people how I did a DIY wedding. Like all my centerpieces, my bouquet, I started it to show everyone how to do that. Then I kind of messed around. Like I didn't do anything on my channel. You're doing things on your channel. So the only thing I do on my channel now are lives because I don't have time and I don't have anything to actually edit my videos on. I used to have, like a lot of people have MacBooks and they can edit on their MacBook for free. And I don't have a MacBook. So that's why I go live. If I didn't go live, I would use my perfectionism to tell myself I had to edit. Because I refuse to go back and look at my old live videos because if I looked at myself, I would delete them all because I wouldn't want people to see me. I wouldn't want people to see me or hear me or any of that stuff. I'm very self-conscious. So I just do it and I leave it and I don't do anything. And what I do with this, so with this particular hoop, if you can see on the back, there is this tightener and this tightener. So when you put it in, if you put it in this way, there'd be a tightener here. But if you accidentally put it in this way, there's another tightener here. So they would be the same way. So what I do to keep myself sane is I put an arrow. Like this needs to face you. So I put it in the same way every time without screwing it up because I've screwed it up many times. So I put an arrow and then I'll also just mark where my top is. So I know top. This is where I want you to put a zipper. Okay. So the first thing I will do, maybe I can put you guys over here so you can watch some of the sewing. It's not going to fit there. Hold on. I can wheel my cart over. I want you guys to be included on the fun. So I'll wheel my table over. You see my table? And I'll put you, oh, that's on something. I'll put you up here. Whoops. No, maybe down will be easier. Guys, I'm trying to set you up your own perch. So, here. Yay! Now you can watch it. And I won't worry about this hitting you. Okay. Can you see that okay? Okay. So, I need to put this in. So, the arrow faces towards me. And I slide it in. I just make sure all my thumb screws or finger screws are tight. Okay. Now I'm going to go around my hoop to make sure that it's not going to hit anything. So this one's on this one right now. So it's not going to hit there. Not going to hit there. Not going to hit there. And not going to hit there. We're good. Okay. And it popped out. Hold on. These both popped out. I want to re-put them back in. Sewing. I want this one. I'm just re-hooking these in. What happened to my black? I don't know. Black. Luckily, this has a self, what is the word I'm looking for? Like it'll thread itself. Like you have to pull it out. You hook it around these little tabs down here. Pull it up and hook it. And then it pulls it through the eye of the needle for you. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to stitch the outline of where everything's going to go. Can you see? And of course it's not in. Great. Thank you. Oh, it's not under that bar. Hold on. No, go away. There we go. I'll restart it. There we go. Sorry guys, I'm double checking on my phone so that I don't have to keep staring weirdly at the camera. Make sure I just do it correctly. I need to double check one thing on it. Okay, so now that it has it stitched down here, I believe the next step, let me double check it. The next step on it will be to put the vinyl. Yep, the vinyl. Okay. So here, it's all stitched out where everything's supposed to go. Now I need to put vinyl down. And I did have some vinyl here. Oh no. Oh, maybe I put it in a drawer so I didn't lose it or forget it. Not that vinyl. Not there. I swear I had a ton of it. Where did I put you? Vinyl, where did I put you? I don't want to cut more because I had some excess vinyl. Haha, found it. I had some excess vinyl that I had from doing those pouches, and they just didn't work out right. So here's the vinyl. Wow, that one's got marks in it. I don't want that. Okay. So here's the vinyl. What is going on? Okay. It gets like dusty from fabric. So I'm trying to make it cleaner so it doesn't have fabric dust on it. Oh, that looks nicer. Okay. I cleaned it off so it didn't have fabric dust on it. So I'm going to take this vinyl and I'll probably tape it down just to make sure that it doesn't shift. So I place it down here. Tape. Tape. Now that that's done, I can trim it away. Okay, Tammy. I will see you later. Thank you. Now I'm just going to use my scissors. Okay. And I'm just going to come down here. Okay, now I'm not going to slide fast enough. I like when I snip and then it starts to slide. So, snip, then it glides. It usually glides. There we go. Snip and glide. Snip and glide. Or that usually does that. trim this down just a smidge more. My perfectionism comes in. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we have the clear on there. Next should be just fabric. So let me find, oh, here we go. Here's the fabric, and it's going to do this side first. So I take this fabric, and I'm going to place it down like this because then we'll fold it back. So you place it down like this. And I'm going to tape it down. Just grab some tapes over here. Half the time I feel like I lose my mind. Okay. I've got some tape here too. So this, like that. Nope, I want more up there. I'll try and make it even on both sides. That. And sometimes I also, I'll just do it one at a time. Okay, and I'm going to stitch that part. And then I will take off that tape. And trim anything up that I might need to trim, because we don't want a lot of excess here. We want to trim some of that off. And so I'll just trim that with my scissors really quick. I like to leave about 1/4 of an inch for that. Because you don't want a lot of bulk in the pouch. Okay. Then I pull it back. And what I like to do is I like to press it just so that it gives it some, so it makes it more crisp, if that makes sense. I won't leave the heat on that, I won't leave the heat on this vinyl for very long or it'll get ruined. So this we'll just pop back in. And then we will stitch it all over again. It will do a stitch down that. And instead of taping it, I'm just going to hold it and keep my fingers away from the needle, obviously. Okay. So that side's done, and now I just have to do the fabric on the other side. So there's the finished side. You can see the stitching right there. Then I'll do the other side, do the same thing. Make sure I use my tape. Make sure all my stuff is going in the right direction. Like the images are going in the right direction. And then I will stitch that one. Then it goes to that one and stitches. I'm going to try and move my press over so I can do it all here. Is anyone still with me? You're in for the long haul? Getting some stuff on my way so I can have more room to function. I can plug in my thing over here. Thanks, Lee. Okay. So that's stitched down. That one left about 1/4 of an inch, so that one I don't have to trim, which is great. So I just pull it back and I press. So I've got my press behind you guys. And I'm just pressing it all down, nice and smooth. Okay, now it's pressed, and I can put this back in and get it to stitch. And try not to get your fingers in it at the same time. Wax thread back up. Okay, now I think it goes to the top. Let's see if it's gonna start. I think it'll sew at the top. Okay, so now we have both of them stitched, both sides. Now I'm working on the top. So I've got my top fabric. And I'm going to do the same thing. But I'm going to make it so that the cherries are upside down. So they're upside down like that, but when they flip up, they will be the right side up. So then I'm just gonna tape this down as well. Just go and grab my tape. And then stitch that. we just pretty much repeat this process on all 4 sides. So we're almost done with the 3rd side. I'm trying to think. No, I'll leave that. I don't think I need to trim that. Okay. Then I'm just pressing down this side again, or for the first time. Okay. So I'm just pressing that down. And then I'm going to tape it a little bit because it kind of wants to be a butt. So I'm just taping it down a little because since I can't go in there and reach it very well. Okay. Now I can kind of hold it a little. And now it's going to stitch this. And the white's not even in. Why are you being like that, white? Oh, it's wrapped around. Hold on. It's wrapped around the arm. Do you guys like having the camera on the machine, or is that kind of annoying? I know it's kind of far away, but okay, let's restart that. There we go. A knitting needle, I'll hold it down so that my fingers aren't close to it. Okay. Now the last side. Okay. So there's the finished top. And now we'll do the last side, the bottom, which will be faced up. Line that and line that. And I will just pop that in. And we will stitch that. Trim that out because that one I did have some extra, so I have to trim that. And then I will pull that down and press that too. Okay. So I press that too. This one I can actually hold because I am close to it. Why does it start from that side? I don't get it. Okay, great. And so this last one is just placement stitching. So it comes up here and it does some placement stitching for the next hooping. Okay. So that'll be for the next hooping. So we're done with the first hooping. So that's the front of your bag, Denise. Now I just have to undo it and then put in a new piece of tearaway. So quit that. Bring the next one up. Rotate it. Okay. Okay, now I just have to what's the so that's the front of it. I'll put another tearaway on. So this is the tearaway. See how like kind of flimsy it is? Let me double check. Done, done, done. Oh no. Girl, I screwed up. Oh. You know what I screwed up on? Where's the liner? Oh no. Guys, I screwed up. Shoot. Is this a sign that I need to like stop thinking of it? Dang it. Shoot, I forgot the liner. Son of a, I would use bad words, but I'm not going to. Well, crap. I was wondering why it was going so quickly. I was like, man, I'm flying through this sucker. That would be why, honey. You're not adding a part that's very important. You need that part to line the bag. And of course, I've already taken it out of the hoop, so I can't go backwards and fix anything. Because there's no way to reline it up correctly. Oh, that's frustrating. Whoop. Don't tear. Don't tear, my friend. No, now you guys are going to be like, you're not a good embroiderer. No, I just make mistakes too. Well, that's frustrating. Shoot. I'm trying to think of, I don't really feel like seam ripping all of that right now, so I may have to cut some more, because I can't believe I did that. I feel like such an idiot. I'm sorry, Denise. Sorry. What is this? This is 2, 4, 6, 7.5. Well, sort of 7.5. I will make it right. All right. Okay. Trying to cut some new ones so you don't have to see my mess up. Okay. Now I just need to these. That'll be fine. Get this out of the way for right now. Did I make those? Made them a little less than 3 1/4. 3 3/4. Okay. All right. Hopefully I don't screw it up this time, guys. That makes me so mad. Like, normally, I would have turned off the camera. I would have been like, I quit. You guys don't want to watch this. I'm just being honest. That's probably would have been. I would have been embarrassed and been like, okay, I'm turning off the camera. Sorry, talk to you later. Okay, that. This needs to be about length. I think I have it at 13. There we go. Yeah, maybe for you guys, you're like, haha, this is fun to see her choke under pressure. Me, it's not so fun to choke under pressure. Good thing I didn't screw everything up completely. Thank goodness. Okay, let me just go press these ones. Okay. Hopefully I get it right this time. And I'm surprised it didn't even occur to me, like, oh, why is this going so quickly? Because you weren't doing half of the job, you nit. Wait, how long is this? This looks wrong. Okay, well, whatever. Doesn't matter. I just cut it a little wonky. Still 9. Oops. That one needs to be trimmed. It's a little too wide. Like that. Okay. Well, I'll put this on just in case. Okay. Got my pieces. They're ready. Let's try this all over again. Shall we? Okay. We're gonna begin this all over. Okay. Let's try this again. This time, let's not forget these back pieces, okay? Okay. starting all over again, guys. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Yep, all over because I can't do anything to fix it. There's nothing I can do because I'd already removed it from the thing. So what I would have to do is I would have to go and remove all the stitching in order to do it again. So it's just quicker and easier to do it this way. Yeah, that's, if I had caught it earlier, it would have been worth the time to like fix it, but I didn't catch it early enough. It had already happened. So that's why I can't fix it, unfortunately. If I had caught it when I was doing it, I could have stopped it and then used a seam ripper and ripped out all the seams and redone it, but I didn't catch it early enough. Bummer. Probably a while. I can always let you guys go. You guys don't have to watch. I can always end the live and finish it up for you. In fact, that's probably what I'll do. I will probably, I think I might call the live at an end so you guys can hang out and chill and have a break before Carrie's live, and I'll just work on this while she's doing her live. And then I'll send a picture to you, Denise, when I'm all done with it, if that sounds good. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm sorry I screwed up stuff. So I look like I'm not an actual embroiderer. But I appreciate you all hanging out with me. And I will see you later on Carrie's live. Bye, guys.